YouTube? We are back with some more match play commentary for y'all. I am joined by the dancing kaiju, the bald gnome with the dome, DJ TJ.
I learned last night that in The Sims you can now have it. I don't know how long this has been. Maybe it's been a thing longer, but you can have it so that your male sim can breastfeed babies.
I don't know what to say to that.
I just wanted to share that with everybody. I think it's important that everyone knows.
Worker, science, evolution, progress.
All right, we've made it. We're here.
Mr. President, we've made it. But we've got some match play commentary for you guys. These were filmed over at Sully's Abode, which is the local card shop we go to every Thursday for Digimon. Start about 6:30 p.m. So if you're in the Chicagoland area, they are located in Bolingbrook, Illinois. So feel free to swing on by. They've got a great shop, a lot of card games, and I will drop their TCG player link down in the video description below, along with their Twitch, because every couple of weeks we'll be streaming our locals too. So feel free to check those out. But in today's matchup, we've got the battle of the Hoffman brothers. We've got Mike on the left playing Appmon, and we've got Will on the right playing Megidramon. Two decks that I feel like are starting to, maybe App not so much, but two decks that are definitely starting to make a little bit more appearances. I know they definitely made appearances today at locals for you guys.
Yeah, there was.
So be prepared for a lot of App and Megidra this week.
Yeah, there's 2 or 3 App people, and there's for sure 3 Megidra.
They're both really fun decks. They're both really, really fun.
Yeah.
And I think with store regionals dying down for at least our group, I think people are starting to experiment a little bit. And these are two decks that are very, very fun to do that with. So it should be a fun matchup. Let us know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Hit us up on our socials, which we link down in the video description below. And hit that like and subscribe button if you haven't already. Without further ado, let's hop right into the ring. You notice how I didn't say... enough of me yapping.
Yapping?
Yeah,
you didn't. I caught it. I hear you, brother. I listened to you. I know that I don't seem like to listen and top what with my general demeanor, but I do listen.
But I have been messing around. Well, I haven't tested it, but I've been like looking at different builds and like actually reading the cards, and app sounds really fun. I've put it together finally. I'm interested to like kind of test it out once the like regional stuff dies down.
It's fun.
Yeah.
Okay. I think it falls prey to the classic situation of hi, my deck needs a second tamer that works for it in order for it to keep up in this meta consistently.
Tamer also just like, oh, bye Graph Crush.
Just some more cards.
Yeah, I just need some cards. It's interesting because we've got, I think it's like what is it, like I think it was like Savemon was one of them. I think Tweetmon or something of that sort that like we haven't had yet as like an actual. Oh, it's a promo. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, it's a promo that we're getting with the new tourney pack stuff.
Cool. So it'll be nice to see you get more support.
Yeah. While we've been yapping though, Mike does have a pretty decent board setup. That option is total gas. We have the Haru on board already and a Calendarmon in the back. Will is just setting up resources galore.
Yeah, it's like classic Megidra. Exactly. It's like classic Megidra. You just kind of sit in the back, you accrue your resources with like most decks will run both purple and red trainings. They'll run Graph Crushes, which we saw. They run Jack Raid, Mem Boosts, Analog Use. Really just biding time to like go for that one big turn, right?
Yeah, the usual stance on is you run like a full set of purple trainings usually, a couple of Mem Boosts. 3 Graph Crushes, legit raids, callings, and then I have noticed decks are starting to move away from the Digimon I designed option, which after today playing, I was like, you know what, I get it.
Yeah,
I get it. It's not a bad option. It's still good, but I think sometimes I honestly just having 2 more boosts and some other stuff would just be better.
So Mike was able to get some damage done, was able to kind of work his way up into a Globemon, which lets you tuck something either from hand or its sources, or not tuck, but link. When you do so, you pop the something with as little or as much as lower DP as it. And then he was able to get 2 checks in, which is really your big aggressor piece here in App, is the Globemon being able to do multiple checks. A lot of...
letting us attack when linked, which is nice.
A lot of lists I've seen in JP and China as well. Like some of them have utilized Fire Rocket in this build too, which makes sense, right? Like if you've got a red source, you've got 2 more colors, so like your globe swinging in at 3 checks, big numbers. It's like really good aggression for a high tempo deck.
Yeah, no, absolutely. That's really good. I saw Steven was actually playing it today, and he was running Shadow Seraphi, Ace.
Yeah, I have that in my build,
which is pretty good. Yeah. So Will's just having to do some aggression without Megidramon. Unfortunately, did not have it in hand. Did have the Growl X, so he can play a Geel out from the stack, which we will do, but no Rush Geel, it looks like, which is pretty tough.
Yeah.
I just don't even know if we're at 20 cards in trash. I know he has a decent amount of cards in trash right now, but I'm not sure if it's 20. We do have enough memory to kind of work our way up a little bit here. Okay, we opt not to use the training. We just go Geel X, get some search. The new War Growl is so good. It's
and that's what really enables the whole engine, right?
It does.
Being able to swing and Evo into Megidra and then do your shenanigans that way.
Reducing the cost by 1 for every 10 cards in both players' trashes is insane. You get to those like numbers so fast where you're Evoing for like 2 or for free even late enough. Like, it's just insane. There's finally a Rush Geel that I imagine.
So we boost into a Growlmon. The new one, and then we
because so the DP boost from being linked lasts all turns. Although I don't think we don't have a 13k body on board.
Should have been just 12, no?
Yeah, he's just 12. It's only +2 off of the
so you need to be able to reduce rush or promo gallon. You need something with 13k DP body armor. Jeez, I can't talk to you.
You're all good. No worries. The globe should. Yeah, I don't think there's.
Unless there's something. I know there's cards that give it a 4K boost. Like I think either Satella or Gossipmon. Gossipmon. No, Gossip.
Oh, Gossip is
3. Yeah.
Oh,
Gossip is 3.
13.
So he was 13. Okay.
Yeah.
So go ahead and play.
Oh no, the rookies give 2, 4s give 3.
4s give 3.
5s give 4.
4. Okay.
Yeah, my brain was getting them mixed up. Sorry.
So we go ahead and play Snipemon, is it?
Sculptmon,
and then we link in with a Gossipmon to be able to return something from trash. It's pretty good for recursion, especially like mid to late game if you're missing some pieces. In a deck that doesn't have a lot of like in archetypal search, right? Outside of like I think it's a Navimon that lets you search 3. It's hard to use trainings in this deck because there's so many multicolor cards that don't necessarily fit, right? They're not like dual color where you can get by. So you can't really utilize trainings or anything like that. You kind of have to rely on just like your draw inherits and your Haru, which lets you draw.
Yeah.
We are able to go into another globe though, which will link the scope underneath, pop the body, and call it a day.
Yep. All right. So turn swings back on to Will. Will still has the training and the boost.
Yeah, he's set up
Golden Growl X here. That's really good. Yeah, he should, in theory, if he sees the Megidra and has the War Growl, he should be able to just...
There it is. And we know he picked up the Megidra off of the other promo GG.
Yeah.
So we use the boost to go up to 3. Go ahead, swing with the War Growl. Use effect to... Jesus. We're gonna be... Is this a free Megidra?
It might be.
1 Megidra.
It's 1, yeah. So we'll swing Evo for 1. Nothing happens on Evo. We just do 2 checks. Lives both. End of attack deletes all Digimon on the board, so we'll delete the Globemon as well as himself. He'll gain a couple of memory there.
Trash talk out of security.
Trash talk out of security, and then he'll be able to play out 2 bodies thanks to the Growl X and the Megidra.
2 rush skills. There they are.
Swing and then swing. Nice.
There it is. So I think a really good illustration, right, of like just how explosive this deck can be. Because in the blink of an eye, Mike's security's gone, and we got Rush Guilmons going for game 2. So
I mean, Megidra basically saying, "Hey, I'm a 3-check guy," is pretty crazy.
Yeah. I will say too, though, it does have that sort of glass cannon sort of feel, like sort of what we saw earlier, where the deck still struggles against ace threats. It still struggles against big blockers and stuff like that because you don't necessarily have like great ways to deal with those bodies.
Yeah.
So you kind of have to rely on a big explosive play, just as we saw Will did right there.
Yeah, you can control floodgates, but you really can't stop larger stacks unless you're running things like the Wargrowl X or Skullgreymon from BT-14.
Yeah.
That's another tech that people have been running a lot recently.
I also feel like if you're playing against Megidra and you're able to live through the first Megi like shenanigan, that's your window to really go for game, because if they can't finish you with their first Megi, or they just don't really see the right line, they still set up trash so well off of that initial bout, right?
So honestly, tonight, from all of us playing, none of us ever really won off of the first Megidra. It was almost always we kind of just rushed it as fast as we can and just get that kind of play done. And then we basically just set up to win the turn after or 2 turns later. The first stack is very much just set up to get the trash going. You really start getting the ball rolling on the second stack.
Sure.
And it's even then, it's not always, that's always your best window, honestly, is while they are building. That's your best window, is that you hope that they just don't see their like one of 4 War Growls that they need for their combos to really initiate. And if you don't see them piling resources on the board, just keep choking to 1. You can't play the game.
So Will, it looks like he's doing just that, right? He's just kind of setting up trash, setting up pieces that he needs, uses calling to go ahead and pop the stack.
He was in a weird spot. He wasn't.
Yeah. Pick up Wargrowl in the Growl or Geel X.
Yeah.
And calls it a day.
Also grab something off the egg as well. So able to net 3 cards off of the calling and choke to 1, which is pretty good.
So Mike starts with a Dogach. What can he do with 1 memory?
No, Haru is really tough. You really need Haru to kind of help get your ball rolling.
Ooh, we just passed. Oh, we're just going to hard Evo into Globe. Globe will let him tuck. Now, what is letting him go ahead and swing? Dogach? Oh, yeah.
Dogach when he gets linked to attack. That's what I was saying before. That's why he was able to get that aggression out. So, pretty good. Sets himself in a good spot. There are enough cards in trash that Will might be able to do a little bit of something, but it's still tough.
Yeah, it's tough.
Like I don't think we're at 20 by any means.
No,
so we don't have
Mike
any
only
rush
had
deals
4 cards in trash, so go ahead and do it again.
For 8.
Yeah.
Honestly, though, passing over 5, if you're Appmon, like, you don't mind this. If you have all the cards you need to go up your line and to a Gaia,
do what you need to do.
Yeah, there's nothing gonna like Megidra's not gonna stop you at all. Your biggest fear is that if you do check security and you don't trash it off a Gaia, that you're gonna hit Jackraid or something, or Digimon I designed, because that also gains a memory.
Okay, so we go Timemon because we're able to link the Watchmon, and so Watch and Calendar will let you app fuse into a Timemon.
Watchmon, when it was linked, it stunned the Gallant, so he can't attack players.
Go ahead and link with a Scope. We'll draw 2, 1 off of the Egg, the Swipemon, and 1 off of the Scopemon when linking effect.
Scope draws 2.
Draw 2, even better.
Yeah, he draws 2 trashes too, so he draws 3 cards. But I think he already drew off the linking of the Watchmon.
Yeah. Okay, so we go Globe. Yeah. Go ahead and tuck a Karis and then pop the promo. It's not bad. I think the one thing that I kind of like, the more I like look at.
Globe can't link Karis. He can only link level 4 lower cards.
Okay.
So this is a heads up. So normally this would not be a thing you could do.
Sure. But the more I look at like app stuff, the more I'm just like, it kind of gives me like old Cross vibes in a way. Like, it's not exactly that by any means. Oh my goodness.
No, I get exactly what you mean. I think the vibes stem from it being like, oh, this is this like brand new concept, like multicolor menagerie of a deck that very much plays its own type of game, much like how Cross did initially in BT-10 when we first got it. Like Cross was, it was this brand new. It was a very similar sort of like new thing.
Okay, so Will was able to Grav Crush his way up into the War Growl. War Growl swung.
Yeah, he tried to raid with Retail into the globe, and we just peeled the Charismon to keep ourselves alive.
Yeah. And then he realizes that Promo Gallant won't do the trick, so we go ahead and do the Rush Gallant. This will be for reduced cost of 1. We'll go ahead swing. The Gossip and Security should play out, correct?
Believe so, yeah. Gossip should play out.
Oh my.
I think Mike has not played the deck too much, so
no, I mean there's a lot of stuff to keep track of. I'm also still
Appmon, like this has a surprising amount of cards that play out of security. Sociamon, Gossipmon, Calendarmon, and I think that's it. Those
but I mean,
three.
though you run a decent amount of all of those, so like honestly, pretty good.
Yeah. So the Globemon was able to stay on the board.
Question is here is, do you have enough gas? I think you should be fine. Like as long as you have a Gaia, I think you should be okay. The question is, okay, so we're debating what we want to do. Now to be able to go into a Gaia, you basically would tuck a Karis, and then you could use the Kariz.
It's supposed to be based off charisma, so Charismon, I think is how it's supposed to be said. I say really? Karis. Yeah. Listen, same thing with Saddleamon. It's supposed to be like Satellite, but I said Satella. And then
Karis.
Panda yelled at me.
Karis got that Riz.
Yeah. Yeah.
Alright, so Globemon on Tuck pops the Gallant, and then we are able to go into a Gaia.
Yeah, hard Evo.
Gaia on Evo will let him Tuck. Or Link, sorry.
Yeah, Links. Will swing effect to link another card. By linking, can burn top card of security and swing for game.
Yeah. Alright. Yeah, there's a lot of like the whole link mechanic. Like at first, it definitely was like, huh, this doesn't make sense to me. But then like it's actually a lot more intuitive than I thought.
Yeah. It starts to play really nicely when you start getting used to just how it plays. It just plays differently. That's all. But yeah, the deck is really fun. The deck is very, very fun. I hope we. Another thing it might need is it might just need another like consistency option or something. Maybe.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Something that gives you like some draw or something like that, or some sort of board recursion where if you lose your stack, you're able to play something back out. But it's surprisingly aggressive. Like you can do a lot of damage really quickly. It's pretty insane.
Mike is starting off pretty well. He's got the app link option to search 3, picked up a Glowmon off of it. Will decides to push up here, goes into a Geel X, does some search, then goes into a Growl to mill 2. Then we go into Growl X, just starts setting up.
That's
pretty good.
Line. Lots of cards that'll go to trash when it dies. So you can play out a Guilmon off that stack.
Yeah, you go War Growl for 3, you mill 2, and I mean, yeah, I feel like just go for it.
Yeah, it's a 2-memory care package. If it gets popped, if it doesn't get popped, then you know it's going to be swinging and going into a Megidra next turn probably.
Yeah, it puts Mike in a pretty difficult situation. We link with a Navi. Now, do we have the Dogach? We do have the Dogach. So we go App Fusion because you have a Navi and a Snatch. Go Dogach.
it's Gotch. Not Snatch.
Not Snatch. I don't know why I said Snatch.
You're good.
Okay, Timemon. So we can go Dogach and Time potentially into the Globemon that we just picked up. Are we gonna do it? We are gonna do it. So we go into the Globe. Globe will be able to link another card. We'll link
we can link the Dogach into sources.
Pops the Geel or Growl X. Growl X will let him recur out a Geel.
Yeah, gain 2. Plays that guy out, added a card back to hand, and then he's just got to decide to trash something and draw 2, and then Mike can still attack off of the Dogach being linked.
Yep. So 2 checks. We do hit a boost, and then we will go ahead and use the app link option to go ahead and tuck a Karis.
Yeah, so get that protection on there. Kariz, which is pretty good. Getting the protection on there off of the option is nice.
So we go into the Growl Mill 2. We go into another Growl X, which is pretty darn good. Pitching a... I think that's like the EX, what? EX3 Growl. Grav Crush. Go into a War Growl. Here we go. Things are happening.
So Will's looking at making this turn a big turn. Yep, trash top 2 off the War. Only 4 cards in Mike's trash, but that's fine. I think you have enough cards in Will's trash to go ahead and start doing some stuff. We'll swing Megidra for 2. Yeah. We'll do the 2 checks on deletion. He'll burn top card of security. He'll gain 2 memory.
Yeah, and then Mike will shed the Chariz to keep the globe up on board. And then we will play out our Rush Geels here.
Yep.
And this could be pretty scary if we've got Rush Gallant.
Yeah. Just play out the Socia. And then I'm guessing...
Yeah, we'll count the trash. Sure. We're looking like we're going to do the play here. And we will Jack Raid. Okay.
Gain 2.
Go ahead and go Rush Gallant, and that should be it for game.
For 1 pop swing. Yep, it's pretty good. That's pretty good.
That is classic Megidra.
No Haru is tough for that, but yeah, I mean, if Megidra just sees its line that fast, it's kind of just GG's. There's not much you can do. It just sort of hits the board, does its thing.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think this was a very, very good demonstration of what Megidra can do. Because I think this is the first one on the channel for us.
Yeah. We haven't had it yet.
And there's been a lot of people playing it over in JP. It's definitely catching a bit of steam here over in the English side of things as well. Because of exactly this, right? You just set up for your big play and you can do a lot of damage real fast. Mill decks also, like, for me and for you too, like, have just been also really just fun to play. You know, that sort of strategy is always like super nice compared to like the usual way of playing Digimon. So definitely a lot of enjoyers out there for sure too. Megidra's always been a nice little pet deck for both of us. So it's nice to see it do well.
Yeah, the good thing about Megidra is it's super simple. Like, it's like there's maybe like the toughest part is maybe just picking what you want to take out of the trash sometimes. Or put it in the trash, just making sure you don't put yourself in a bad spot. But realistically, it's such a a nice, just like turn your brain off and just swing type of deck. For sure.
But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Let us know what you guys think in the comment section down below, and hit us up on our socials. Particularly if you're looking for the deck lists, they are found on our Discord. So if you want to hit our players up for their deck list, do find us on the Discord, and we'll point you in the right direction. Not without further ado, enough chit chat. We'll catch you on that next video. Bye bye.